Evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on OP Digital Blueprint. Apologies for the delay. As you can see, we're joined by our esteemed Redfern today, and obviously my colleague, as usual, Collins. So welcome everybody, and take it away, Red.
Well, thank you very much, and great to be here on a Tuesday with OP Digital Blueprint, one of my favourite shows to come on, that's for sure. Wasn't here last week because I was away with the family on holiday. Had a great time, by the way. What do I want to talk about today? Now, I've been going over the last couple of days for sure about ONPASSIVE, where we are positioned, where I firmly believe what's going to happen in the next few days. And I certainly do believe that we're in a great place at the moment. If you recall back to ONPASSIVE 360, only a few days ago on Wednesday, our CEO certainly mentioned then that it is going to be a matter of days, not weeks. He also said that all of the check boxes for the return of the funds that were held by the payment processes from September, the two lots, everything has been done. So it's just a matter of returning those funds back into the ONPASSIVE coffers, and then they'll get distributed. He said in the interim part, they've been testing other payment processes, multiple ones. So again, guys, don't be surprised if we see different names on these processes when we get going again. Also, in between all this, especially over the last few days, we've been getting some really good video updates coming out of O Media. And in fact, one came out only 25 minutes ago. It says 10 hours to go. I've just shared this onto my Facebook page, so you can have a look at that. Actually, two videos have come down now saying, get ready. So tomorrow, as far as O Media is going to be a big day. Now then, where and what is going to happen? I would not be surprised if this is an O Media based announcement rather than an ONPASSIVE announcement. But don't get me wrong, if it is O Media, that's still good news for all of us, guys. Why? Because O Media is one of our arms. It is a company within ONPASSIVE that uses the ONPASSIVE products and services that we use all the time. So any benefit that happens to ONPASSIVE corporate will be in return benefit to us affiliates and founders alike from the company. So I really am getting the vibe, getting the feeling that the next few days are going to be very crucial as far as the next kickoff, the next stage of ONPASSIVE. I've said many times as well before that it's my opinion, understanding that the first thing they're going to do is obviously clear out all of those pending requests that are in there. Pay any bonuses that are due to people, that will all be done. And that is really for all those people that have requested it. Also, I do believe as well that once that side of things has been coming, there's a fair chance, by the way, that we will see O-Verify at the same time. That will be coming into play. And also the distribution of customers within the onpassive.com pool. I also believe that will happen as well in quite quick succession after we see those payments. Why am I getting the feeling this is all going to happen? Quite simply because of the desire of the company. The company's desire has always been the same, not only to build a business that is going to be open to the 98% of people who haven't been able to make it online for one way reason or another, not be open just to that unique 2% that always seem to be at the top of the tree making the money. OnPassive is designed to give every single person a fair shot at being able to make money online in a good, ethical, legal way, above board, that we can all be extremely proud of. Not one that we are trying to shill people, trying to tell lies just to get our revenue that we're looking for. That's not how OnPassive work. We are a completely ethical company that relies on doing it all the right way. Remember, above anything else, this company is designed to give the most value that they possibly can to its users, whether they're affiliates or whether they're just users of the OnPassive products and services. The main reason behind what I've said of my timeline thought is because the company do not want those affiliates and founders that have stuck with the company over the last 5.5+ years to go out of pocket again. They want to be able to do everything within their power that the majority, and I do mean the majority, do not have to go out of pocket again. So if you're one of the founders that have done everything correctly, you've paid for your founder's position, that money has then been put back into your wallet to go towards the funding of activating your accounts. If you have activated your accounts within the time frame that was required, then you are in a good position. Whether you've got 0 in your team or whether you've got 10,000 in your team, it does not matter. You are in a very good position, and the company are going to do everything within their power to make sure you will not have to go out of pocket again. Why? Because they're going to try and make sure that every single person will be able to pay any future monies, whether it be annually, monthly, bi-monthly, out of the commissions that you generate from your business. Remember, we are going to be a customer-based business, but the affiliate position within OnPassive is your very own little business. And it is up to you to be involved, to run it successfully, but you can also be extremely passive with it. You can allow the company to do what it said it was going to do. Is it going to take you longer to generate the funds that you want to get to? Yeah, of course it is. And this is why many of us, especially us three here on the screen, are rolling our sleeves up, taking this by the scruff of its neck and running with it and treating it like a proper business. Why? Because we know by doing this, we will be able to get to our financial desire a lot quicker than allowing the company to it. But the company are going to do it, guys. So to say that I am anticipated, excitingly, at the same time at the moment is an understatement. There's just too many pointers for me to say that this is not going to be a big week. I can feel it. I can feel it in the air at the moment that this is going to be a big week in OnPassive. Yes, we've had an extension. Why have we had an extension? Quite simply because the company want us to enjoy OConnect if we've paid for it for an extended period of time without having to pay for it. This is their thank you to the many hundreds of thousands of us that have already purchased it. We can carry on using it for free now whilst they are clearing out all this backlog that they need to. So I am uber excited about what is going to be happening. Tomorrow's going to be a big day as far as O-Media is concerned. It might be something to do with OnPassive as well, because the videos that they're sending out from O-Media, all it's got, guys, is OnPassive in the middle, saying stay tuned, all the rest of it. So who knows? But one thing's for sure is they know how to market. Is it getting you excited? It's certainly getting me excited. Just imagine when that starts spilling out to the hundreds of millions of people around the globe. That's it for me for now. Back to you, Andy.
Thanks, Red. Collins, I think one of the interesting things for me was hearing the other day that obviously they're in the testing procedure at the moment, meaning that they've probably taken on another couple of merchants rather than stick to one, or possibly we have our own system that's being tested. I don't know. Either way, it would be great. I know Ash wants to bring everything in-house at some point, but what is the testing process? What do the company have to go through in this process in order to make sure that everyone can then get paid out? What's the system?
Yeah, thank you, Andy. Thank you for that. I just want to thank Red. Red, that was really, really, really good explanation. Yeah, when you look at testing is really a big part when it comes to software development. You know, without testing, nothing ever works because you don't rely on developer when it comes. You don't rely on developer to test their own work. It will be really difficult for you to get it right. So, for instance, I want to give this simple scenario. Say you're building an aircraft and you say, all right, you've allowed the engineers to build it. And you say, all right, now let the pilot take it and fly. You know, the pilot go project, 300 and something people on board, and the plane crashes, everybody died. Because of what? No proper testing. You know, there are a lot of things you can give. So when you come now, you say, why is testing so important? And why does it take long to test? It's because you need to go through every scenario. There are a lot of combination, lot of tests to be done. Okay, for instance, you look at the payment processor. What do you really need to? That's just a simple thing to check. The first thing is, can you pay in and pay out? Yes, tick. Have you checked if the system can withstand fraud detection? Check, pass. What about payment cancellation? So someone go and then say, you know, I don't want this thing again, you cancel it. Can the system react to that? Pass. What happen if a payment is declined? So there are a lot of combinations, you know, that's just simple logic. And it takes a lot of effort to make sure, all right, what happens? What if this happened? How will the system react? What if someone jump onto this? How will the system react? Vulnerability, volume. You know, we're talking about volume of payment. How will the system react to volume of payment without the system crash? So there's just lot. It takes time. But what the ONPASSIVE and the teams are doing, they are really taking their time, make sure the system is fit for purpose, and then they can say, yeah, we are good to go. Put it out there, plug it in. We know all those combinations they've taken care of, and the system that can withstand anything. You know, that's just a simple process, but there are a lot of things within the system where you need to check everything, make sure everything stands out and nothing fails by the time you said, all right, we are good to go live now with that payment processor. And they are already doing it, which is great, Andy. Maybe I hope I answer your question.
Yeah, yes, you did very much so. Thank you, Collins. I think it's important for everyone to understand this. As you said, it becomes a train wreck if it's not tested properly and done properly. But more importantly, last September when we had all of these various customers paying for OConnect, you've got over 1 million subscribers, so you've got over 1 million people wanting to pay. And if the merchant isn't set up or designed to be able to take this lot, everything goes poof and just fails. Now that's not where we want to get to. Obviously, the system has to be robust enough to be able to cope with all of these payments, not just coming in but going out. And as the company grows, if you think about it, in 6 months' time, we could have 50 million customers. And if you've got monthly products, that's 50 million people making contributions each and every month. Plus, you've potentially got 50 million affiliates wanting to get paid every month. So, that's 100 million payments a month. That's an awful lot of payments a day. So all of these things have to be made sure that they can be, dealt with correctly. And I think, yes, we have an extension after extension after extension, but at the end of the day, I'm pleased with that because we know that when it does go, they're going to get it right because we've learned from what happened in September. We've learned from the mistakes. We're not going to do them again. And this is key. There's no point in, doing the same problem or having the same problem each and every time without changing anything. It needs to be changed. So, Red, I know there's various bits and pieces within this system. I love the system from the point of view that there's an awful lot that I don't understand how to do. Not technically minded when it comes to the products themselves, but more importantly, I've got no clue as to how to do marketing, email marketing, or Facebook ads, or all of this type of scenario. So this is where the company excels for us. But and Michael went through some figures the other day with Marty, which, quite frankly, you just sit there and go, "Oh my word," because we've got one product out right now that is a paying product, and soon to be released commercially, which is better than anything we've seen to date. And believe me, already it's very good. But when we've got this one product that starts to go viral, what do you see happening with all of these other, because their products are going to come one after the other, after the other, after the other?
It's the old adage, really, isn't it, Andy, that you know, people go shopping into a supermarket and everyone doesn't buy the same thing. You know, digital products and services are exactly the same. People buy products and services digitally for their needs, the same as people go shopping to supermarkets for their own needs. But it doesn't mean to say that your shop shouldn't stock what the customer wants. Now, we all, in effect, have our own virtual shops. If you're an affiliate in ONPASSIVE, we will all have our own virtual place where people can shop in our virtual shopping mall. And the company will give us a domain name. They will build us a website that will have all of the products and services that we have purchased that we can resell within that digital environment. On top of all that, guess what the company are going to do? They're going to do what Andy said he can't do, and that is drive specifically targeted traffic to these websites. And because it is specifically targeted traffic, that means it will have a much higher conversion rate of the sales than just blanket marketing. It means that somebody is actually actively looking for a product that we can supply to them. This is the beauty about this business, is that it takes away those pressures and stresses of us not only having to buy something, but also the sales part of it. Because let's be frank about it. It's a jungle out there in that digital world. Yes, we use it on a daily basis, either on our mobile phones, in front of a laptop, in front of a PC, whichever it may be, and we might listen to music. We might watch TV or films on it. We even might go searching and watch the news or whatever we're going to do online. And we probably shop online an awful lot more now than we ever have done. This is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But here is the but. For the likes of us who are affiliates within the company, how do you actually get your product in front of other people? Have you ever tried doing it? It is not easy. You have to learn a whole new skill set to be able to do it. And one, quite frankly, not many people can master. And this is why so many of us looked at ONPASSIVE in the first place, because of what they are going to do as far as driving traffic to our pages, and then in turn people will buy from us through our links, and we receive commissions. It is a brilliant idea and concept. Now you might be thinking, well, why hasn't anybody else done it before? That's a very good question. The very first company that had an idea to do something similar was about 25, 30 years. And that company name was called Microsoft. They put their products and services together that you used to have individually, and they put it in a thing called a suite. an office, and you bought a suite of products. So in those days, it was Microsoft Office, and it came with Excel spreadsheet, it came with PowerPoint, it came with all sorts of other bits and pieces. Rather than buying it individuals, you bought Microsoft Office, and then you had version 1, 1990, 95, whatever it may have been, all the rest of it. Now, the reason other companies haven't done it is because most other companies have specifically gone down the route of let's just concentrate on one product. Let's not have loads of them. Too much hassle. As Collins will tell you, the amount of script writing that has to be done is horrendous. And back in the day, it used to take a very, very long time. And on top of that, you have a thing called shareholders, right? They want a return on the money. They're not just there willy-nilly. They want to invest their money and get a return on their investment from what has been promised from a company. So there's an awful lot of pressure on companies nowadays to produce the goods in a timely manner, to make sure that they're in profit and they're selling it at the most they could possibly get for their services. This is one of the reasons why you haven't had a company come along with multiple different digital products and services, putting them into one place so that people can enter in one area and cherry pick what they want. Never been done. Yes, you can buy packages. Yes, you can do this and all the rest of it. But when you've got a company that focus on the value of what they are doing rather than the monetary side, because we have no shareholders, we're independently owned by our CEO's family, you haven't got those pressures. So it means they can focus on the right things. They can focus on being able to give the best value for money with the best products that they possibly can. This is why we are going to shine like the brightest star in the internet once this thing gets going. Why? Because people aren't stupid. They're already using similar products and services to the ones that we are producing in-house at the moment. Are we here to put other companies out of business? No, not at all. We're here to give the consumer something they want, better value at a lower price point. Cast your minds back to the mobile phone era. Motorola, they were number one. They were the first. Remember the old brick with the handle? Phone on a cord, right? Everyone used to be walking around with it. If you saw somebody like that, you were like, wow, that is amazing. And then, of course, we had Nokia. They came around as well, and a few other companies. Now, where are they now? They certainly aren't in the top 5 of mobile phone companies. When Apple came along, were they looking at putting the rest of the phone companies out of business? No, they weren't. When Samsung came along, were they looking at putting the rest of the phone companies out of business? No, they weren't. And if you listen to the story of Nokia, Nokia had the opportunity to actually be on the same journey as Samsung. The reason is because they didn't stay up with technology. We now have come into the market with the best AI that you can possibly get, higher technology, marry this in with being able to build products and services from the ground up, not taking one, stripping it down, making it into ours, chucking it back out there. We haven't done that. We have designed these ourselves. Are we giving the customer something that they are already using? Yes, we are. But the customer's going to get something a hell of a lot better than they're using right now. And when they see what we've got, and it's going to be half the price of what they're paying right now, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to go, I'll have that, please, because it's better for me. And that's how consumership works. Put into the mix what ONPASSIVE are going to do for their marketing campaigns. Put into the mix when businesses see what we're doing as well. Put into the mix when media start picking up on this. I rest my case. it is going to be game over. We are going to be another Samsung, we're going to be another Apple. And all we've done is done it the right ethical way, giving the consumer the best value for money, that with products, digital products and services that we possibly can. Ash Mufareh, our CEO, said, if there's a need for it, we'll design it. Simple as that. It's not about the money. It is about the need for the product. Back to you, Andy.
Yeah, I think the other thing he said was, if we don't have it, you won't need it. And I think that's a poignant point. But Collins, you give us a great analogy, and I'm going to do a comparison here because we know specifically the product that we've got at the moment, which is obviously OConnect, our video conferencing platform. There are several out there, but the differential between the price point is quite considerable. Now, in addition to that, we also know that the security element with several of the others aren't quite as good as the one that we've got. But the analogy that you gave and you offer is that the others are trying to build a skyscraper, having built foundations for a two-story house. So at some point, by simply adding on all of these bits and pieces, the system itself cannot take it. So what is the biggest difference? Why is ONPASSIVE so different in comparison to these other these other systems that are in place right now?
Yes, so Andy, that's you are right. If you look at the way ONPASSIVE started, it's really different because Mr. Alpha already understands very well that if you want to go this way, where ONPASSIVE is going, or what he has in his mind to build ONPASSIVE, if you don't get it right, you will not be able to meet up with where you want to go. So he started with the foundation, you know, a proper foundation. He said, you know what, I want to build this because, like Red said, we're talking about only Microsoft have tried something like this. No other company, because of shareholder, always be only standalone product, sell it. They don't even care about that because not like they cannot do it, but they just feel like we are having so much pressure. Let's just be one, go see the market straight, make our money, and then done. But Mr. Alfred said, all right, we need to start from get-go, scratch. There's nobody, we are not under any pressure. There's nobody giving us pressure. Let's just sit and start to build this. So they started with AI. And remember, when ONPASSIVE came in the era of AI, artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence already far gone. The other company, when they started, there was no tool, really proper tool to really build what we have now, artificial intelligence and machine learning. Because look at the calculators, look at lot. Maybe the tools were so expensive, but it wasn't really adequate. Like for instance, Red is a C programmer before. If you ask Red what changes are, if you show Red some of the code now, I said, can you compare what you were doing before and what you're seeing now? Red would say, no way. It's, you know, there's really great transformation in the way they write code. You know, things are so different. And because of that, it gives rise to what? Artificial intelligence. And machine learning is because of the way the internet space is growing. Because machine is about allowing machine to gather information from the internet space. Without internet space, forget there'll be no machine learning. You know, but now ONPASSIVE is there because they build it in this era where things are really, you know, up and running. The platform is there. You know, the tools and services are there for you to build a company like this. ONPASSIVE took that advantage and said, you know what, we are going all the way. We are not waiting. We are just going all the way. So the other company, they didn't have it. So now what they are trying to do now is, all right, all our applications, there's no artificial intelligence and machine learning. What if we build this function, integrate it to that? It takes a lot of effort because you need to change a lot of things just to adapt that particular functions and then, you know, sell it to the market. So it'll just be a little bit of piece. Like, for instance, say we have the whole OConnect. Say OConnect wasn't built with artificial intelligence. Just say, for instance, now you can say, all right, you know, the chat box where everyone goes and chat. You say, let's build this with AI. Now you need to start to think how you will build that with AI, integrate it in the whole of of the O Connect functions as a system, there'll be a lot of chopping down a lot of things and say, oh, let me just chop this, chop that. Now you succeed in building that. Do you think you can add another one? By the time you start to add a lot, at one point the system will say, I cannot handle this. Things are just falling apart. So ONPASSIVE at this time, because of the foundation, the tool and services, they started from ground up. It is easy for them to adapt anything as they move along because the foundation is already there, giving rise to whatever they want to do with artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. You can name them. It is just there for the system to run with it. And Mr. Ashman said, all right, we will not give it. We'll always make sure there is a space. If any technology come out, latest one, or any tools that can support this, we have that space to support it again. So it is really great for ONPASSIVE, and that's just what I will explain.
Thanks, Collins. I want to take it to kind of a slightly different side of it now. Now, Red, you mentioned earlier on that it can be passive. In other words, you can let the company do everything for you if you really want to. But guys like us, we have a goal that we want to achieve as far as an income is concerned, and financial freedom that goes along with it. So I was doing some working out, and I like to work backwards. In other words, we have a product here that we know is far better than anything else on the market. So I was, and I'm into my lists. So I was looking at the lists I've got of guys that I know or assume that use OConnect or use a video conferencing platform right now. And I was working out that I've got in that list, I've got 200 odd people that currently use another video conferencing product. Now, I know some of them aren't happy with what they've got, not just because of the cost, but because they get kicked out, or there are issues, or there are certain limitations that they can't do, etc. And I as I said, I like to work backwards. So I've worked on the basis of if I know these people, then I should be able to share what we have and get at least 1 out of every 4 that I speak to that will turn into somebody that will use OConnect. Yeah, so out of that 200, I should get 50 customers on board. Now, if I find 400 in total instead of 200, then I've got 100 on board. And those 100, again, we don't know the exact monthly cost right now, but let's work on the basis of it's going to cost $50 a month for the basic package. And that $50, 25% we know is coming to us for a direct sale. So 25% of 50 is $12.50. I've got my 100 sales, so that's $1,250 per month that I now got for my income wise from my 100 customers. That's not including what ONPASSIVE has done. So then we have this next product that comes out, and OTracker. And out of OTracker, we're going to say that out of those 100 people that I've got on board, 100 companies perhaps, or 100 people, I've only got 20 that have their own website and use a system at the moment. So those 20, once they see again the product, because we know from the system and what Mohammed Nazal has already explained to us, that OTracker incorporates every single tracking and analytic tool, and then it's added some. So it's going to be far more value for money, etc. So now I've got 100 customers paying me $12.50, and out of that 100 customers that I've got, I've now got another 20 of them that are going to buy OTracker. So now I've got another income from OTracker. And again, if that's $50 a month, that's 20 times $12.50, etc. But you can see how the numbers start to increase just based on that first level of customers. And I don't view this as selling. It's not a sales process as such, because if you're speaking to somebody that you know uses a product that we have, you'll also know that our products are far superior to theirs. So we're coming from a position of strength, a position of knowledge, and a position of power. Again, I like to use the analogy here that when I was in financial services, always going to see the top company guys, because the top company guys are very good at what they do, but they have no clue about what you do. And that's the key here. Nobody knows what we do, and we've been given time to find out, time to learn, time to educate ourselves about the various things, not only that have come out already, and you can set up your own OConnect calls, etc., to be able to play with this, learn, understand how it's been able to be used, so that you could do demonstrations if you wanted to. But more importantly, you get to know or understand what's likely to be coming based on the website. So, Red, what would you recommend to people right now? We're in this transition stage. What would you recommend to people who want to increase their income, to help boost or bring down the time frame to achieve the goal that they want?
Okay, I'll come to that in a moment, and if I don't come all the way back around to it, just remind me of it. But you like your figures, Andy, don't you? Now, because you're talking about other video conferencing platforms, I've done a little bit of research on one that begins with Z. I'm not going to say its name, but it begins with Z. Anyway, this is some really interesting figures. Now, we know that ONPASSIVE at the moment charged majority of the people either $143 for a 10,000 pound, $3 for 3 months. Now, there's some interesting stats here that I'm going to go over, and that is that company that I just talked about, and it reached its peak during the pandemic, and in October of 2020 it peaked its revenue at $159 billion. That is a lot of money for one application. It's now actually dropped back to around about $20 billion from its peak back there. Now, that's still a lot of money. But the most interesting part of this is, out of the 7 million paid users, now, I'm sure many of you who have gone out there and talked to other people about OConnect, and they say, well, I use it, it's free. You know, I don't have to pay any money because it's free. Well, 7 million other people are saying lies to you, because 7 million people right this moment, right now, pay for the one that begins with Z. But the most interesting part of this is 219,700 are enterprise customers. What is an enterprise customer? It is somebody who is on the top package within that business. Now, I know that is costing them per month over $6,500 per month to have that application. 216,000, right, are paying that. Here's another stat for you. That generated, there's also, it's also been downloaded 81.5 million times in the last 6 months of 2023. And also 373,731 of those customers are exec ones that paid annually over $100,000. Now, that's big numbers. What do you think these big hitters like this are going to do when they see our product? I think they might have something to say, and I think they are going to join us. Even if we took 5% of that market. Now, 5% of 20 billion, that's a lot of money. Just 5%. Go for it, Andy. 1 billion. Hey, 1 billion. A lot of money. Anyway, let's circle back round. What should you be doing and how is this all going to work? Basically, there's two ways. Can't say it any more simple than that. You can either come into ONPASSIVE as an affiliate, and then you can allow the company to do what it said it's going to do. That means you don't go and talk to anyone about it. You buy all the products and services. You have your website, you have your domain name, and you allow the targeted traffic from the company to do its thing. Are you going to be successful? Yes, you are. But it's going to take time. And you're certainly not going to be as successful as somebody who is going to run with what is available and leverage everything that is available to them. What do I mean by that? We're just talking about the one product called OConnect at the moment. Now, it speaks for itself how good it is. I can assure you a new person who sees OConnect is going to be blown away by it. Just the functionality, the way it is, it makes you want to stay. It's interactive, the chat area, the way that you can share things through it. And put on top of that, in a very short period of time, it's going to have auto language translation into other languages. It's a no-brainer as far as so many things is concerned. So how do you actually start making more money from ONPASSIVE with the products and services? I've always used the same example, and it's a very, very simple one. If you go and see a new movie, you really like it, what do? You come back from it, you got to go and see that film. You know that one, that new film that's out, it's got what's his name in it. I went and saw it last night. It's absolutely brilliant. You're going to love it, right? Am I selling that movie to that person? Or am I telling them how good it is? I'm telling them how good it is because I loved it. It was brilliant. The other scenario is I go to the new restaurant. It's open round the corner. I had a lovely meal. It was the right price. Service was brilliant. All came out hot. I go back, go to work. I tell my mates, I said, you try that restaurant around the corner. I went last night. Fantastic. You're going to love it. All the food that you like, really good price. Service is banging as well. You've got to go and have a look. Am I selling that restaurant? No, I'm telling them how good it is. Go and have a look at it. This is exactly what you should be doing as far as OConnect is concerned or any of the products and services of ONPASSIVE. It's not selling. It's telling them, go and have a look. It's good, mate. You're going to love it. I'm not telling you you've got to buy it. You can have a look for 2 weeks for nothing. You don't have to give any money across. All you got to do is give your name and an email and your email. That's it. Jobs are good. And you can go and have a look. If you don't like it, doesn't matter. But go and have a look because you're going to love it. You use this anyway, so go and have a look. It's not going to cost you anything. And that's what you want to be saying. You're not saying, oh, I've got to buy it because I'm going to make a commission. It's better than this one and all the rest of it. Let them make their mind up. That is the easiest way to get somebody interested in ONPASSIVE. Why? Because then the company are going to do their bit. And what do I mean by that? Don't you think that the company have all these users? They're going to market to these users saying, I saw you looking at OConnect. You've been using it for free for 2 weeks. Instead of paying this for it, if you buy this other product with it, I'm going to put it together as a package and you can get it for that. Don't you think they're going to introduce them to other things on your behalf? And because they're already in your organization, what do you think the chances are of one person, 2 people, 10 people, I don't know, buying a product? They might not buy any products for a whole year because none of them take their fancy. They might not want it. But in year 2, I'll come out with a new product. Ah, that's banging. I love that. I've been using that. I want that one instead. You still get the commission because you're in your organization. And what have you done for it? You told them how good the meal was. You told them how fantastic that movie was. And all you're doing is exactly the same. You're telling somebody that this is an amazing business that they are not going to be sorry about coming into. You're not telling them how much it costs. You're not telling them how much they're going to make. You're telling them, take a look. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, that's it. Back to you.
Perfect. Thanks, Red. Okay, Collins, I know you've been rather quiet over there in the corner. What would you like to add to this? Because there's several dimensions. We've obviously talked about the sharing side of it, and it's the business opportunity, but you come perhaps from a technical side of it. What do you see?
Normally, when I look at it, I just want to ask what you talk. We are looking at two different brand of people. Talking about the affiliate, those who come in to make commissions, and there are companies that are not coming to make anything. They want to use the product. So those who are coming in, the ONPASSIVE is just here to save them a lot of money, whether they like it or not, compared with all the other application they are using out there, video conferencing. Where will you save much money? As much money as possible is from ONPASSIVE, because the rest are really expensive. We know the rest are really expensive. We know how much Ash was paying for the one we were using before we build our own. So when you want to look at it, where will business save a lot of money? Because they are also there to make money. The business, they are not just running a business because they want to run it for running sake. They want to make money, and they want to use tools and services that will benefit them, tools and services that is more profitable to them, give them more value for the money, for their money they are spending. Now, ONPASSIVE will do what? ONPASSIVE have more value, but the price point is also low. They have better price point. Because when you are doing review, say you are working for a company and you're doing review for product every year, the first thing your CEO will ask you, why do you think we should take this and abandon this? One, they'll tell you the value is good. The system has more features. It can do what? Can solve. It can help us a lot because we have a lot of things we want to achieve and we cannot achieve it with A, B, C. But this one can give us most of the features here. We can achieve what we want to achieve as a company. The second thing the CEO asks you, how much is it? What is the price? So now when you come into ONPASSIVE, do we have value? Yes. Features that are there to survive other company? Yes. Is the price okay for other companies to join in? 100% yes, as compared to what is out there. So Ash is a master tactician, as I would say. He always look at things because he's already been in this business for too long to understand that you must give value and you must give a proper price for a company to jump in. And they will always add value. That is for the customer side. We know business will come because they are not coming to make any money. But those who are struggling, what if you have an application that gives you so much value for better price and you can still make commission to support your business, become an affiliate? Smaller company will jump into it because they know, why should I pay for something that I can use and I can still make money out of it? Most companies will think like that. Smaller companies that are really struggling, they have financial constraint, they will jump into ONPASSIVE because they know, all right, I buy it once, click that button, become an affiliate, ONPASSIVE go and work for me. Even if they are making just tiny bit, as long as they are not paying for the product again and they can make something small, it is good enough for them because they know they can run their business smoothly and make so much money. It's really beautiful if you are not paying for a tool. They can give you for free. Now, for affiliate, those who are in to make something out of it, how much do you know your business? A lot of founders don't even know they have O Connect. They have activated. Ask them, check if you have O Connect. Well, I don't have. It's like the system didn't activate my O Connect. They want to send information again for corporate body to reactivate O Connect, something that's already been activated. It means affiliate like that, founding members don't even know their own business. They don't question what they see. Like Red always said, how many times do you go in and check, click this button just to navigate around? Most people go and just check the wallet. If there is nothing there, ONPASSIVE is not. Every time when they extend 10 days more, for us to take the 10 days and understand our business, we sit and mourn. So I always ask myself, say, okay, now if ONPASSIVE open the door, what will you do? Now they've opened the door today. ONPASSIVE say yes. I say we are ready now. Boom, there is something in your wallet. What do you have to do? A lot of founders, I'll tell you, Red, Candy, 80% of the founders don't know their business. They don't know what they really have. They treat it as a $97, or they don't even know what they have. They have never clicked navigate and question what is marketplace. Why do I have subscription? My subscription. Why do I have this? What is it used for? They don't care. They look only the wallet. If they give you the wallet, what will you do? They don't even know how to withdraw the money from their wallet. They don't even know how to even buy or purchase some of the products, next level products, and look at. They don't have a clue. And this is what I'm just looking at the affiliate, and I said, this Red have been saying this, Madi Digamo, all of these people crying every day. Click and play. You cannot break it. You will never break it. Understand ONPASSIVE, because what you put in, that's what you will get out. So you need to spend that time and effort. That's my advice. Spend the time and effort to navigate around and understand, question it, and say, what's this used for? What is the use of this? Why is it here? So there is something here, because Mr. Ash will not put something if it doesn't have any use. So let us take our time, know our business, because this is the time. We don't have any time left again. So I'll give it over to you, Andy.
Thanks, Collins. That's brilliant. Okay, so final comments from you, Red. What would you recommend that people do while we're in this holding pattern, if you like, before all hell breaks loose, because it will very, very soon.
Yeah, and it is going to be all hell breaks loose. I can only concur with what Collins had just said. Use your time wisely, guys. It's your business, okay? Knowledge is power, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. I mean it in a very good way. The more knowledge that you have of your business, the better off you're going to be. I mean, I know it's laborious. I know it's really hard graft and all the rest of it, but you've got six manuals in the manuals section of your ecosystem. How many of you have read any of it, let alone one of them? Spend the time knowing how every single product that you have there operates. Know all about the onpassive.com website. When it says click more, guess what? Click more, have a look, see where it goes. You're not going to break it. You're not going to die by going down some rabbit hole and into the ether of the internet. It's going to actually enlighten you and help you learn more. Go to the ONPASSIVE blog on a daily basis. Why am I asking you to do that? Because what they put up on that blog is not always about ONPASSIVE. An awful lot of it is about trends, about what's upcoming, about the marketplace that's out there. Why is that going to help you? Again, knowledge. The more knowledge you have about where your business is situated within the marketplace of the internet, the better off you're going to be. My final comment is what you don't want to do when somebody asks you about ONPASSIVE, and I can assure you, all these people that you don't think are looking at you, they are. They're looking at you. You're looking at your Facebook. They're looking at the ONPASSIVE. They're looking at all the rest of it. And when it starts becoming a much bigger business than it is right now, they're going to come and say hello to you. They're going to go, so then, Collins, tell me about this passive thing. You've been doing it for a few years. What are you going to say to that person? Put yourself in that person's shoes. But what you mustn't do is go, yeah, well, you know, it's one of them things that you do online kind of things. Is that going to be better to you and your business? No, it's not. They're going to think you're an idiot. They're not going to buy anything from you because you don't know your business. Spend this time wisely now, knowing your business, so that when somebody asks you about OConnect, you can say in a very short way what OConnect is. And I can tell you now, if you don't know what it is, just go to passive.com website, click on products, click on OConnect, and you can read what it says about OConnect on unpassive.com, parrot fashion, if you wanted to learn it. That will give you the basis of absolutely everything. It'll also give you the about section of onpassive.com, about OnPassive. What is this company doing? Read it. Gives you knowledge, gives you power. That's what I'd be spending my time on right now.
Thank you, Red. And thanks everybody for joining us today. I hope you got something out of that. With my two esteemed colleagues here, it's great to hear different sides of the coin, as it were. So thank you guys for joining us. Please do like and share this and subscribe to our channels. It does help. And we look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday. Thanks very much. See you then.